Hi, Emily. I wish I could share the classroom with you. We're at half capacity right now.
Well, it is 8 a.m.
Yeah. And just for anybody who's listening to the recording, I think this format will work pretty good, especially since I'm not expecting a lot of people to show up at 8. It does work for a lot of the older students pretty well. And as well as the second years when they start going to studio. This is right before your guys' studio, so it's a good time to come in. Okay, that being said, let's see, how do I want to full screen this? That would be good. There we go. Can you see that all right, Emily? Or did I close that? No, we're good. Okay, and we have Emma here. Awesome. I will get started then. So for our meetings, I'm going to try to keep with this format. Simply, I'm just going to be taking attendance here of people who are in person, just because that's one of the guidelines that we were told from the Dean of Students. We got to keep track of everybody who's showing up to our meetings in person. So I can take that tally as soon as I'm finished up here. And this way we'll just have kind of we know which direction we're going to go in each meeting. All these kind of squares represent stuff that I'll talk about here real shortly, kind of our plans for the future, as well as explaining how I'd like to get some feedback for future things we do here. So I'd first like to start off, especially for everybody who's watching the recording, all the second years, I'd like to demonstrate how to join the ASLA on MyNDSU. So you might have saw this email that I sent out. It has links to both MyNDSU to join the club through the university, as well as joining the national membership, which is free for students for the first time in a really long time here. So here, I'll go back. So you just want to click here, sign in like I told you with the Blackboard username, and then you'd search right here, the American Society of Landscape Architects. And there's our Bison logo. And then if you were signed in, it would give you the option to join, and it just sends me an email letting you know that you joined, and then you'll be put on our list. And then same thing for the national member, you click here, and it will actually bring you to our website, our Wix site, and then there is a tab for join here, to the far right, and in big red here, it will be join ASLA. We'll have to change this. We do not pay a yearly membership fee anymore to the national ASLA. Bring you to their website, and then kind of just explain what it's all about. Students join for free here in the green, and then it'll have you do a real short survey here. And then you wait about a week, and then you're in. I'll go back to my video here. Okay. So a few more things to mention before I start talking about our events. We do, as a club, collect dues just because we provide food to a lot of our events, like future events here that are in person, obviously. So that'll be $20. And I'm not worried about collecting that right now because I know we're getting in the groove of a new semester. Everything's different. And then I will be sending out an email soon about that and our t-shirt competition, which those dues help pay for. So we'll be doing a design competition for a logo and we can all get those. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is parking day. Not a lot of people know what this is. It was actually, I learned about it from Emily here. She was last year's ASLA president. And basically what it is, it's an internationally recognized day from landscape architecture clubs and even companies around the world. And the purpose of it is to demonstrate the need for meaningful public space. So what we'd be doing is we have 4 parking spaces at the back of Klai here. And I've been working with our director, Matthew Kirkwood, as well as some local business owners. Like Old Broadway has agreed to give us tables for this space. So it'll be used for this parking day, which again is it's a protest in some ways, or more of a demonstration to bring public awareness for the need for public space. But this will also be used as an outdoor classroom if people would like to use that format. So right now we're trying to think of events we can do out there. I know we do want to do a beanbag competition, but things that are doable. I'm talking to some art students as well to see if they'd want to come do some art on the concrete. I know that was something that was mentioned to me that would be possible to do. But yeah, I'll have more on parking day. That's the 3rd Friday in September, September 18th through 19th. That's a Friday into Saturday, right in downtown. And second, I believe it's next week already, is our internship spotlight. This was done in previous years. We have 4 students that have agreed to come and talk about their internship experience this past summer. Haley Bartlett, Abby Brown, the Vice President. Bennett Rindy is our graphics coordinator. He's going to talk about his experience at Confluence. And Alex, he's going to talk about his experience as well. So that'll be the Wednesday, correct, Abby? At 5. And then we'll be doing that strictly virtual and recorded so we can reach the most people and it can be reviewed. It's a great way to learn how we can go about getting an internship, some of the preconceptions they had going into it and what they learned coming out of it. So it's a very valuable experience that I will encourage all of you to go to next week. The Diversion Project, this is a $1 billion project that just broke ground tentatively this summer. And I would like to learn a lot more about it. It's a huge example of landscape architecture and civil engineering. There's so many people that are going into it. It's actually run by the Army Corps of Engineers. It's a plan basically to make sure Fargo-Moorhead never floods again. It's a really big deal. And I'm working with a lot of the guys in the engineering department. If you've ever heard of the NAHB or the AGC, those are 2 of the clubs in the engineering department that we'll be kind of partnering with, and we'll be reaching out to different individuals who have a hand in how this diversion project's going on, because a lot of the information is proprietary, but we're going to have some of them come in and share what they know about the project. I think it'll be a really valuable experience to know of a huge planning example of landscape architecture in our own community. Another idea that Emily pitched to me was Inktober. If none of you know what Inktober is, it's basically the month of October, you get a list. And that list, there's one theme for each day. And for each day you would give, you would do a sketch in a sketchbook. And by the end of the month, you'd have a full sketchbook. And it's sort of a challenge, challenges your creativity. It also helps us all grow as designers. So I'll send out emails. Again, everything I'm just going to keep in one email. And in there, there'll be a Google form that'll ask for all of our feedback here from this meeting, especially for all of you who are seeing your recording. I want you to be able to pitch in your ideas as well. And other future plans, I think a really good model to follow for how school is doing this social distancing thing. I think a lot of our events should be able to be virtual and reviewable, and a really easy format for that would be to have individuals or firms come speak to us. They can teach us about how their industry is doing right now, because school, it may seem a little weird right now, but the business world is full steam ahead right now, and I'm sure they'd love to speak and share with us what's going on in the business world right now. So again, in that Google form, I'll ask you some design firms, civil engineering firms, even like construction companies that you personally would be interested in hearing about, and we will reach out to them and get all that scheduled for the next coming months here. Otherwise, I'm going to open up to all of you here. Did you have any preferences on firms that you'd like to visit us or talk to us virtually? No, Bennett mentioned Confluence would be willing to do something. Okay. And then, did we have any other questions or suggestions for everybody who's actually here?
Does everyone have access to the Google form?
Does everybody have access to the Google form?
Yeah, not just officers.
Right, they will. So I'll send out an entirely new Google form that everybody will be able to, whether it's you guys here or even people virtually or people reviewing, recording. I want everybody to kind of pitch in. Any from anybody who's watching on Zoom here? Okay, well, I just wanted to keep it real brief and get everybody up to speed with what we're doing here for the next few weeks. So again, the internship spotlight is next Wednesday. The following week, that Friday, will be parking day, and there'll be more information on that, how we'll be going about it. And the following 2 weeks, we'll probably have one more meeting and possibly a speaker for the Diversion Project here. I'd like to get that the last week of September. So thank you all for coming.
Can I actually introduce myself real quick? Could you possibly get me on the screen? I don't know who's actually in the classroom, but.
Let's see, yeah. Can everybody see Emily here? Okay.
Yes, for recording purposes, this will be good too. So I'm Emily. I was last year's ASLA president, and then this year I'm a graduate technology assistant. So if you guys are having issues with different technology around the building, I myself can help. Colin Season, he can help, and then also Rachel Bogart, she is another 5th year, she can help you out. Ben is really overloaded, so if it's not directly a computer question, if it's like a laser cutting, plotting, 3D printing question, please try to come to us first, because we can probably answer your questions faster. And don't be afraid to call us either. I keep my phone number on my email. So if you send me an email or, just calling me will probably be a faster way to get that done. But I love helping and giving people information and different things. I've done 3 different internships and stuff like that. So if you ever have any questions, the 5th years in particular, are in general, me in particular I'm offering, but we're a really great resource, and it's a weird year. But usually the 5th years, we try to introduce ourselves to the 2nd years as soon as possible, and we try to make it one big happy welcome. But I know it's a weird year, but that doesn't mean you should be afraid to reach out to your upperclassmen.
Okay. Thank you so much, Emily. And that goes the same for me. If any of you have questions or something that's not outlined in Google Forms or some kind of survey that I send out, you have my email. I put my number too in that email, so you're more than willing to answer any questions you guys have. So yeah, I just wanted to keep it brief. This is kind of how our meetings will go in the future. Maybe less than you talking, more of us talking about what we will do. So again, thank you, and I'll see you in 2 Mondays and next Wednesday for our internship spotlight. Bye.